The DPWH and ICI recommended Graft, plunder, and direct bribery complaints to the Ombudsman against former Congressman Zaldy Co and former Speaker Martin Romualdez. Boxes of documents were submitted, including information tied to nearly 100 billion pesos worth of contracts linked to Co. The referral also cites earlier claims that bags of cash from project kickbacks were delivered to Romualdez's home, allegations Co later affirmed in a video statement. DPWH Secretary Vince Dizon and ICI Commissioner Rogelio Singson stressed that public officials must be held accountable, saying the referral lays out factual links between the contracts and the officials involved.
The Makabayan bloc is questioning why President Bongbong Marcos has not yet been included in the investigation into the alleged irregularities in flood control projects. The group stressed that it is premature to dismiss or absolve the president, emphasizing that former Congressman Zaldy Co's allegations are serious and warrant thorough examination. ACT Teachers Party List Representative Antonio Tinio noted that the recent dismissal of Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin and the resignation of PBBM Secretary Amena Pangandaman suggests that Co and former DPWH Undersecretary Roberto Bernardo's statements may have merit.
Premature na absuelto na ang Pangulo. Parang gano'n na ang nangyayari. No, na hindi, ginamit lang ang pangalan niya. So, imbestigahan ito. Seryoso to, imbestigahan. Let us hear the sworn testimony of Yusek Bernardo and for that matter, Zaldy Co. Tama naman yung sinasabi, di ba? Hindi mga sinumpaang salaysay.
Joining us now is ACT Teachers Party List Representative Antonio Tinio. Good morning. Kong, thanks for joining us again.
Good morning. Good morning to you and to the viewers.
Yeah, seems like you're in transit, Kong, but thank you for joining us. So, why do you think premature pa po itong kumbaga naging statement ni Senator Lacson tungkol dun sa involvement ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos sa budget scam na to?
Well, it's definitely premature. It seems to be an attempt to precondition the public on how to interpret the testimony that Yusek Bernardo may actually give. No, let me note, Senator Lacson himself is still, you can call it gatekeeping this latest testimony of Yusek Bernardo. He shared it initially during his interpellation in the Senate. And he has been giving interviews about what Yusek Bernardo allegedly said, which is very important information pointing to the president himself, among others. But we have actually not directly heard Yusek Bernardo himself say these things. And no one, for example, no one in the Blue Ribbon Committee or anyone else has been able to question him further about it. So, this to me is highly irregular that a witness with such explosive testimony pointing directly to the president. According to him, he took care of insertions, like he says 51 billion worth out of the 100 billion mentioned by Zaldy Co. 51 billion he directly, personally took care of. And according to what Senator Lacson said, Yusek Bernardo says he did it because on the understanding that it was the order, on orders of the president. So this is such important testimony, but we're being given conclusions, for example, by Senator Lacson that the president is not involved. Parang na-absuelto na. The president has been cleared. And then Malacanang itself is not forthright with being forthright and transparent with the dismissal of Executive Secretary Bersamin and Secretary Pangandaman of the DBM. I'm particularly outraged by the spokesperson's answer yesterday that when being pressed about resignations, sagot let's leave it at that.
Yeah. Oo.
Hindi
Kumbaga
ko
parang
pwede
for
yun,
us,
di ba?
for us people, resignation is not tantamount to accountability. No? And it shouldn't stop there.
Exactly, and that's why now I'm using the term cover up. Parang, the president was talking about investigation, pursuing where the evidence may lead, but now that it's pointing to him, then all of a sudden it's, let's just leave it at that. Don't ask any more questions.
We cannot be selective
Yeah,
on being
oo.
on transparency. Eh.
But how critical, Kong, is talking to yung, si Trigib Olivar and si Bersamin, no? ASEC, I think ASEC or Yusek Bersamin, Yusek Bersamin, supposedly kasi sinasabi ni Senator Lacson na they were misrepresenting the president, they were name-dropping the president, but nobody really has asked them directly whether they were misrepresenting or they actually took orders.
Well, exactly. That's the point. No one has asked Yusek Bernardo directly, for that matter. No one has asked Executive Secretary Bersamin because both Zaldy Co and, specifically Yusek Bernardo mentioned several times the name of Executive Secretary Bersamin. The first time he appeared in the Senate, then the second time, he kept mentioning Executive Secretary Bersamin.
Yes.
So, at this point, the logical thing now is if Bernardo says Bersamin told him that or made him understand that these were upon orders of the president, then the logical next step would be, let's ask Bersamin himself. Let's ask Pangadaman herself. Let's ask Olayvar. Let's ask the younger Bersamin. And yet, the bodies that are that are tasked with investigating seem to be dragging their feet or are not willing to do so at this point.
Okay, so let's go to the budget process. Perhaps you could shed light on that because you're in the Congress. Zaldy Co claims that yung ating Pangulo daw nagpa-insert through him sa bicameral ng 100 billion insertions. A lot of people are saying na why would he insert it sa BICAM where he can actually do it via national expenditure program? So your thoughts on that po?
Well, first of all, the important thing with the statements of Zaldy Co and Bernardo is
I'm sorry, Congressman, nawawala po kayo?
that this is
Okay. Let's fix the signal po first, Kong, no? Nawawala po kayo. We can't understand you. We'll try to get back to Congressman
maganda
at the
sinasabi ni
moment.
Kong,
Because
kasi
we would like to know, of course, he's in the Congress. He would know the process of budget, diba? So can we try that again, Kong? Wala pa. Okay. So, yun nga, no? Because a lot of people are saying, or yung ibang mga may alam din sa budget, that's why sabi nila, dapat malaman natin yung talagang pinaka-proseso. Dahil yung sinasabi nung iba, bakit kailangan pa mag-insert ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos through BICAM when in fact, he can do it daw via NEP.
Pero yung coverage
Pero
sa
may
protesta,
sinasabi sila about leadership fund kasi.
May sinasabi si Malutikia, di ba? Si Madam Malutikia, nung ano nyo, is that para kasi through NEP, nakikita na nanggagaling sa kanya.
Yung leadership fund kasi yun.
So, pwede naman, kaya niya gusto i-insert sa BICAM, it's because mukhang hindi nanggagaling sa kanya, nanggagaling sa, sa Congress.
Okay, let's try that again. Kong, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Ayan po. Sige po.
Okay.
Please continue.
Okay, so the simple answer there is bakit kung meron ng NEP, may insertions na doon ng Pangulo, if he wanted, bakit meron pa sa BICAM? The simple answer to me is because you can add more. No, so that's one basic reason. No, so the budget process enables more insertions of projects than are present or possible in the NEP. No, because precisely what Congress does is to take out or reduce the budgets of other agencies in order to accommodate all of the new insertions. No? So my simple explanation there is why did the president ask for insertions? These are additional insertions.
Oo. So it's possible. Oo.
Kung may nababanggit ngayon, I mean,
So they want more. So there.
So
Yes.
impossible.
Possible.
Possible yung ganong scenario
pero gusto ko
na.
tanungin kay Kong kasi may nababanggit ngayon na medyo bago sa ibang tao, yung word leadership fund, Kong. Ano ba itong leadership fund na lumalabas ngayon?
Well, leadership fund, matagal na yan, no? Hindi yan bago. Is there's those in leadership positions in the House and Senate, no? Senate President mainly and Speaker of the House, plus the Deputy Speaker. These comprise the leadership. So they get more. They are entitled to more insertions on top of the regular allocations of ordinary
Okay. Sayang
members of
nawawala.
Congress or the Senate. So yun ang ibig sabihin ng so-called leadership fund.
Okay.
No? Kasi if I may, yung meron kasing argument na used primarily by Senator Lacson to exonerate or to exonerate the president.
Yeah.
Sabi niya, paano sa kanya yung insertion? Siya naman, nag-veto siya. Vinito niya. Yung meron daw 3 items na vinito doon sa listahan na binigay ni Zaldy Co. So, imposible na siya nag-insert. Bakit vinito niya? Let me just point out that the list provided by Zaldy Co and confirmed by everyone to be actual insertions consists of 643 items. No? So kung may binito man ng Pangulo na 3 ay napakaliit na bahagi lang yon ng kabuoang insertion. So that's no argument at all.
Okay.
Hindi valid na argument yon para sabihin na hindi insertion yan ng Pangulo.
Having said that, Kong, do you think this is a case of, based on the evidence available right now, the one that we are talking right now, can you say that this is a matter of incompetency on the side of the president or talagang may kinalaman siya dito?
Well, dalawa lang yan eh. Either ang gusto nila palabasin ay ngayon, walang alam ang presidente, ginamit lang ang pangalan niya. That's the narrative mainly pushed by Senator Lacson. So ang gusto sabihin, wala, nalusutan. So in other words, parang,
Clearly, he's
incompetent
not on
ang
top
Pangulo.
of his admin if that's the case.
Yeah, hindi. And the other one is talagang totoo yung sinasabi na direktang inutos at direktang nakinabang ang Pangulo. No, so of course, mas mabigat yung pangalawang yan kung direkta talaga. So those are the only 2 choices left apparently for the defenders of the president, and I think they're choosing the
Lesser
first one.
evil.
Buti nang incompetent kesa direktang corrupt, parang ganon. Pero either way ay napakalaki ng I mean, kahit pa lang yung sabihin natin, if we believe the narrative now that the executive secretary of the president and the DPM secretary conspired to plunder the budget and the president had no knowledge whatsoever of this.
Nakakatakot din yan.
It's nakakatakot. At malaki rin ang pananagutan ng presidente.
Right.
Pero hindi siya lusot. No? Pero nga, ang sinasabi natin, premature pa na sabihin na ganun na nga. Kasi may mga next steps na dapat gawin na hindi pa ginagawa.
You're right. Okay, Kong, last question na po on our part, kasi what do you make out of the recent video statement of President Bongbong Marcos? Earlier lang yata yun na-release regarding saying na, actually this is the first time saying na yung mga ebidensya daw na makukuha ng ICI will be passed to Ombudsman against his cousin, former House Speaker Martin Romualdez. And what do you think also doon sa sinasabi niya lagi na titignan natin if there's evidence at saka magpa-file ng cases when in fact, according po kay Congressman Tiangco, nag-usap sila noong November 2024 and he knows about this already, about the nangyayari sa budget, 'di ba? At even sinabi pa nga daw niya kay House Speaker noon, bakit niyo ako kinukuhanan ng pera? Pero nalaman na lang natin ito when during SONA, July. So ang laki din ng time gap na 'yon.
Opo. Well, yeah, I mean, malinaw na even back then something was going on because in December, if I'm not mistaken, Zaldy Co was fired as Committee on Appropriations Chair. So obvious na may something na nangyayari sa budget. But as to the latest video statement of the President, nagbago siya ng todo ngayon. Just a week ago, tinanong siya kung makakasuhan ba ang pinsan niya, Speaker Martin Romualdez. Ang sagot pa niya yun, parang walang ebidensya, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Ngayon, he has changed his tune and now is mentioning the possibility of filing cases including plunder against the speaker. Well, ako what made him change his tune? Yan ang tanong, no? I think ang explanation ko diyan, ngayong nasusukol na siya, umabot na sa, to himself, yung mga allegations umabot na sa kanya. Ngayon, mukhang handa na siyang isalang ang pinsan niya. So, better the cousin rather than him, it seems. Parang ganon, no?
Oo.
All right. Well, thank you for that insightful interview and your time. ACT Teachers Party List Representative Antonio Tinio. Hope to have you back.
And just to be clear,
Thank
hindi po
you.
kayo nagdadrive, ha?
Hindi po.
Okay,
Ito,
para
hindi po tayo
yun, context natin sa mga audience
kita
natin.
naman sa
Oo, alam mo naman, we have to clear that out. Maraming salamat po sa inyo, Kong.
Thank you po. Thank you.